Ron C, a.k.a. Money Running back again. Tell a friend. Rock bottom.
As I dig into
Call is now being recorded.
Alright, it's Sherexmykes and listening to Dope Souf. I have a very important person on the line. I have Ronaldo Capetti. And let's see, so go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself here for today.
What's happening? This is Ron C, a.k.a. Ronaldo Capetti, a.k.a. Money Running, a.k.a. Mr. Stay Ready. Born in Huntsville, Alabama. I represent the South. I was raised in the Midwest. I've traveled all around the world. Just trying to bring some new flavor to the game and trying to provide my own genre, bring something different to music.
That's what's good, because that's definitely, I think that's what we need, is somebody bringing something different. Now, you did something really interesting. You gave several names. So one of the questions I've been meaning to ask you is how you got the name Ronaldo Capetti.
Ronaldo Capetti is a street name. If you know anything about a mafia, you've got a Don, you've got a Capo. So a Capetti means boss, underneath the boss. So there's nobody higher than God. So I put myself right underneath the Most High as his son. So I call myself Capetti. And of course, Ronaldo. Ronaldo Capetti is the short form is Ron C, which is ready or not, you'll see. And the long version is Ronaldo, which is Ron all dough. I'm all about the dough. Capetti, cap, get petty cash. The top of the cash is called a cap. So when it's all about the money, I'm here to make it all. So you come up with Capetti. I'm all about the money, which turns into money running, of course. I'm all about the money. I'm here for what's ours.
Oh, that's what's good. You gotta be about your money. The way the world is now, you gotta be about your money. So let's see. One thing that I understand that I ran across is that you also have your own clothing line. So tell me a little bit more about that, because I was interested in that. I was actually trying to look to see if I could find your clothing line and where I could find it.
Well, actually, we're still in the starting stages of the clothing line. I've got Cappetti Kids and Cappetti Angels, which is also a spin-off clothing line. Cappetti Kids is going to be more for toddlers and youth. We'll have some, Cappetti Angels is an all-natural modeling and clothing line that's being ran as well. We're in the beginning stages of that. And Cappetti Kids is going to be pretty much more gathered to youth and urban and bringing more flavor to children's designs. I want to make them more ethnic, shall I say.
Okay.
So we're still in the beginning stages. I've got a couple of orders out, but we're still in the hammering out designs and whatnot.
Oh, okay. So it's not where we can go online or anywhere and just look for it just yet, right? But it's coming.
In the next couple months, you should be able to see more information. And we're working on the website right now and getting a couple of distributors together and opening up a local office. So within time, it will be available.
Okay, good. Definitely keep me in the loop on that, because I'll definitely help promote it. Definitely out there, and help put it out there too, like on, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere I can put it out at. Now that I'm on Google Newsstand with Dope Souf, I'll definitely put it up there too. So,
great.
All right, and let's see. Now, one of the questions too, because I really like your video. So one of the questions I wanted to ask kind of with that, because with your video, I got to, I kind of got to learn a little bit more about you. But it made me think, what motivates you to do music, or what motivated you to do that song?
Well, I've been doing music since I was 13 years old, and I never had anything. So when I say I'm all about the money, I'm just here to collect it, but I'm not a materialistic person. I wrote Rock Bottom to explain that I come from the struggle, that I'm still the same person, that money doesn't pretty much change me. I know a lot of music that we hear today, it's enjoyable, but it doesn't quite relate to the listener. So I know it's a lot of people out there that get up every day and go to work and still struggle. I call them the have-nots. So I try to represent them at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, that was one that you were getting to my next question, actually, kind of touching on it a little bit. I was going to ask you, what do you want your listeners to take away from your music?
I I've got, I try to put a lot of spirituality in there. Try to put a little soul in my music, but I try to have fun at the same time. I want them to understand that I'm not a role model. I'm just me. So if you find something there that can help you grow, then go with it. But if it doesn't help you, then just let it go. Because I'm still learning. I'm still under construction. So we're all in the learning process. I've just decided to open up my window and let people look inside me.
I definitely agree on that. We're all in the learning process. We're all learning. It's a never-ending cycle of learning. So one of the other questions I had, too, was what are some of the other artists and producers that you've collabed with, and who did you enjoy the most?
Well, right now, recently I'm working with this artist, Rudy DeVille. He is in Alabama and Atlanta as well. He's made some music for me, and he's got me going in a different direction, I guess a different tempo, where I can open up and write more storytelling, whereas opposed to me writing more street. I want to be able to make a closer connection with my listeners. So I've enjoyed working with him and getting into a new field of music, me doing shows and traveling. I get beats sent to me from overseas, from the United Kingdom and different places, so I get a chance to listen to and step inside different realms. Whereas me being in the South, just being in Alabama, there's a lot of great producers here that are unheard of, but it's all got its own southern feel to it, and I want my music to be more diverse, so I try to get with producers that are outside of this area, so I can open up different things inside my mind and talk about different topics.
Okay. And that's really good, because one of the things that you touched on that I like is that you're trying to make it more relatable to the listener. Because that to me, that's really important, because a lot of the times I see where artists, they just make music for themselves most of the time, but don't look at the listener part of it, and then trying to be more diverse with it, so that means you can reach more people, across the world and everything with it. That's definitely going to be awesome. I can't wait to see, the result of that.
I feel as if you've got the power to reach and teach people all over the world. It's okay to dance and do some of that too, but we got a lot of work to do, and we need to use this tool as more than just that. So that's what I'm trying to do, is to not clean it up, but I just want to use it as a tool to help us advance as a culture and as people. You may not be able to tell them in all of my music, but as an overall, like I said, I really, as an overall, you'll be able to get the message out of my music that I'm just me, and I'm just trying to make it like everyone else.
Well, let me ask you this. Who would be somebody that you would like to work with in the future?
I like David Banner. I like B.O.B. I like conscious movement in music. A lot of rappers that I would like to do music with are no longer alive. So there are some, but I pretty much stay in my own lane. I'm an OG. I'm an old school. So I listen to Boosie. I listen to some of the other rappers that are out, but I will collaborate with anyone, honestly. But I stay in my own lane. I'm trying to build my own craft, so I pretty much let people collaborate with me. I don't really go out looking for anyone. I try to make it on my own.
That's what's up. Now, one of the questions I have is because one of the things I noticed, you're doing a lot. I see a lot of movement. Because whenever I do an interview with anybody, I try to research them a little bit, so that way I have some pretty good questions to ask. And I never try to come, without knowledge of what the person's already doing.
Right.
But I see that, for me, I see that, okay, this guy's really moving and he's making a lot of accomplishments. But what's one of the accomplishments that you can say that you're most proud of?
Well, I just recently met with Alvin Garrett. He's a Grammy Award winner. He wrote some songs for Joe. And me meeting with him, he had a chance to sit down and tell me that on the path that I'm on, You know, I've had a lot of people on my team, and some of them make it and some of them don't. I've been through a lot of different feats and had to overcome a lot of things. I was shot last year 5 times. I just have to overcome a lot of obstacles. And sitting down with him, he explained to me that sometimes you're just going to have to go on and do a lot of things by yourself. You're just going to have to make it there on your own. So that message from him just drives me to keep going forward. I mean, I have a lot of different movements within me. I'm an advocate for marijuana. I'm an advocate for truth. And these are things that I live and die behind. I'm an advocate for people. I don't specifically have a religion. I'm an advocate for spirituality. I mean, I'm just an open-minded, toes-down individual. I really can't explain myself. I can't. I'm a child of the Most High God. That's what I tell people. You just have to watch and see. With me, whether or not, you'll see. And now that I'm Ronaldo, I was bronzy, but now that I'm Ronaldo Capetti, I'm ready to get out here and be in the street and do what it takes to get things done. So I'm in motion. Wherever the wind blows, I'll be there.
Now, you know, I think about once or twice a year, I come through Alabama. Because I have to go to Louisiana. But the next time I come that way, I'm looking for you. Okay. I'm going to see if you have a show, because I definitely want to see you perform in person.
I do shows in Atlanta, Florida, Tennessee. I perform anywhere they've got it. Anywhere that I can come to. If I can find it, I'm coming.
Okay.
So if
what about North Carolina? Because that's where I'm at.
I perform in North Carolina as well. I have not yet, but I was slotted to perform there last year. I'll perform in North Carolina, South Carolina. I'll perform anywhere. It doesn't bother me. I performed in Chicago. I've been to Tennessee. I've been to, where haven't I been to? Mississippi. I'll go anywhere. I have a message that I want to put out in music, so I have to go.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what I definitely feel about you, especially when I heard your song Rock Bottom. I was like, okay, he's got a message, and he can present that message in a way the streets can get it, in a way that somebody's not in the streets can get it. And that's what I really intrigued me about your Rock Bottom, about your video.
Yeah, I did Rock Bottom because I think that they have us labeled as one way. Like, you have to be in a certain region to talk about certain things, and that's not true. So I believe that I got a lot of different viewpoints on how things are being projected, how education is being taught, what's been given to the masses, what's being mandated, and it just makes me think and act differently and want to say things differently accordingly. Rock Bottom is just saying that I'm still here. We all are still here. And I just want to know that I come from nowhere. I don't think people understand that. I mean, if you could have seen the house that I grew up in, I had to use the bathroom in an outhouse behind the house. I took a bath in a foot tub. It was barely even running water, so to know we come from that, but at the same time, I was a happy child growing up. I didn't know what poor was because someone had to call us poor. We just had what we had growing up. That's just what it was. But we had life, we had longevity, we had family, we had each other, we had all that. All those values that kept my family alive for over hundreds and hundreds of years that we're dying twice as fast from now because we're getting away from those basic values. So I just try to go back to the core of what it was. You forget that we don't need any of that stuff. We just need each other. It's nice to have things, but we don't need any of that stuff. When you look back, you're losing your family while you're gaining all this stuff that you think is yours that's going to be left behind too. It's just crazy world.
That's nothing but the truth. Everything you just said, that is nothing but the truth.
So I try to put that out. That's just my life. I left my job to get involved in music and spend time with my kids. Quit my job in 2013. I left and they were like, where are you going? I was making probably about $20 an hour. I worked almost 9 years and I quit. I put my 2-week notice in. They were like, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go home and raise my boys and write my music. And they're like, how are you going to work? How are you going to pay your bills? I said, well, I worked here. I was alive before I got to this job and I strived. I'm pretty sure I'll be alive and I'll strive when I leave this job. There's more to life than just working for you guys. Besides, you guys didn't want to promote me. They didn't want to put me in any management. Most of them were heathens. They didn't want to help. They were just looking out for themselves anyway. I know the difference between wages and profit shares, and we weren't getting into that. No one in the company was getting any shares. They're just working. So they don't understand that they're happy with their wages, but these people are getting rich. So I would rather own a building than work in one. I'm just changing my mentality. I had to get out of that way of thinking and their way of life. I want more for myself, and not just myself. I want more for a nation of people. We just have to think differently to get different results. So I left. And I've been gone for a couple of years. I ain't dead yet.
You don't find a lot of people that think like that. Like, I mean, like, from talking to you, I see where me and you think a lot alike on a lot of things. Because I was just like, okay, that's part of the reason why, what you just said, I was like, that's part of the reason why I started Dope South. It was just because of the fact that I wanted to, one, have a place where artists can shine no matter who they were, you know, and because a lot of times we get a, you know, place where, you know, we submit music or whatever, and then we get told no, we're not going to play your stuff. I wanted to be able to do something different than that. So I wanted people to be able to, you know, have a place where they can know that their stuff is going to get played. Then it was like on top of that, I wanted to have something where I could kind of build a business off of.
Right.
But people don't like, because I don't know about you, but I don't like having to work for nobody else.
Right there with you.
I get more enjoyment working for me than I do working for somebody else.
It's your time and your money. Why would you give it? Why would you allow someone else to dictate that for you?
Right. So let me see. Now the next question I have, because I wonder now, what's the next thing I'm going to hear from Ronaldo Capetti? Like the next project or the next song?
I think I'm going to go political this next time around and get more involved in attacking the government. I don't think they can hear me just yet. I think they heard me, but I don't think they can hear me. So I'm going to turn up. Try not to get myself killed. But I'm going to turn up. That's what's going to happen. Drama.
Well, speaking of, because we just lost a person that was, you know, every now and then was controversial with his music. But I was going to say, how do you feel about as far as like Prince leaving here?
I'm saddened by Prince. I heard about that today. I'm split. Prince was a great musical artist, and I loved his music. His music's still going to be here even though he's gone. But there's some things about that. There was an image that Prince put out that I was confused by. And I wasn't too sure what he was leading his followers to believe. So that image goes with him as well. So I'm split. But I love Prince. I love his music. But I think that he was forced as well to portray certain images to people that was detrimental to others. Without getting too far into saying what I'm... But Prince was alright with me, as like Michael Jackson and some of them. But I think when they signed their contracts early, they just wanted to do music. They didn't know they had to dress a certain way or look a certain way or do certain things in order to stay in the limelight. And when they decided they didn't want to do that anymore, that's when those higher ups started to mess around with their music. So, I'm glad that they took stands. I'm glad they made great music. I'm glad that they got a direction for us. I just try to be positive, but I'm saddened to hear about Prince, the loss of Prince. He was an icon to music. He was great.
Me too. I couldn't believe it. I kept looking at it, like on the news or whatever, and it was just like, okay, this is coming from TMZ, so let me just wait and see if it's actually a real or if it's a hoax, you know. But kind of found out it was real, so yeah, it was sad. I was sad.
It's strange to me that these celebrities are just finding themselves about, and they're always alone when this happens to them. I'm bewildered by what's going on with celebrities nowadays. And you would think with all this money that they would have some type of, their healthcare, shall I say, or on-call doctor, or we as the media would know. I mean, we as the people would know that there's some type of illness or something that they'll just drop dead one day, and we're just wondering, because he was just doing a show. He just did a show.
Yeah, was it Saturday?
Yeah, there's no signs of anything beforehand. They're just falling out of nowhere. I'm not. This is rattling my brain that people are just falling out and no one's doing it. Everything is undetermined and there's no cause of death. Why are celebrities' deaths are always there's so much to what's going on? It can't just be he had lung cancer or he just had a whatever diabetes or none. Their stuff is always something else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just said I haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah, me either. I'm even confused on like Michael Jackson's death, and even somebody that was older like James Brown. It was just like all of a sudden, it wasn't really like he was real sick or anything before it happened. But one of the questions I was going to ask you too is because you just mentioned the contract and things like that. So, what would your best advice be? Because I know you're independent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, well, what would your best advice be as far as being an independent artist, or would you sign a record deal if it was, if it was lucrative enough, or would you just still stick with being independent?
I'm going to stay independent until there's a label that matches my drive, my beliefs as well, because I clash a lot. So I think that I'd have to be my own label because I don't think that they can, my mind changes so much that I'd be into it with my manager all the time. I need to manage myself. I mean, I've been in conflict with myself. I'm at terms against me at all times. I'm always battling, trying to improve me. So if you've already got it set down the way that you want things to go, and you're not up for changes, then we're going to have a problem. So it's best for me to run my own company. That way I know what the best direction is for me and the company. I mean, I'm looking more or less along the lines of distribution in any type of record deal. I used to want a record deal early on, but I've already found my own craft, so I don't need a label. I need distribution.
Mm-hmm. So, the last question I had for you was pretty much where can people find your music and how can they reach you?
I'm building my website right now. I can be reached at CapettiMusic@gmail.com. My music is available on iTunes, on Amazon. My first 2 albums, Hits Volume 1, The Real Times, Hits Volume 2, Let the South Begin, are available on iTunes, online, and I've got a couple of videos on YouTube that you can check out. I've got Rock Bottom, and I have Smoke in My Nostrils. I have music available on SoundCloud. I've got a couple available for download, and I'm on a host of mixtapes across the nation. DJ Scrooge McDuck, DJ Jazz. I'm on several mixtapes. I've got different songs out. If you put my name in Google, it'll pop up. I should have at least 10 to 15 different mixtapes that I'm on with different music. I'm just trying to put myself in there.
I was saying, I Googled you, so I was like, yeah, you pop up a lot.
I ain't done. That's just the start. I'm trying to keep my name out there the best I can. I should be starting with this Rebel Music Radios. There's a global radio station. They're going to start playing my music there. I've got a couple of promoters in Vegas. I've got a couple of shows coming up in again this month. I just try to stay busy and stay active.
That's what you got to do. People won't know you until you're out there and put yourself out there.
I got to go to Atlanta. I'm filming. I got 3 videos I'm going to do this year. I'm going to be in a movie that's coming out called The Last Disciple. I got a part in that extra. That should be coming out, I'd say, this summer. Just trying to stay busy.
That's what's up. You said you have a show that's coming up in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay. Because for me, myself, I'm about 6 hours away from Atlanta, but I tend to go there from time to time.
Yeah, I go there. I'm coming to South Carolina. I think it is north or south. I can't remember. South Carolina next month.
Which city?
I have a friend that lives in, I think he lives in Charleston.
That's South Carolina, yeah.
But I'm supposed to come and visit him once I get a break-in show.
Oh, so I won't get to see you do a show in South Carolina.
You might. If I can get a break-in shows here, I'll just book one there and perform there.
Okay. All right, well, definitely keep me in the loop because I'm not far from South Carolina either. I'm actually closer to South Carolina than I am to Atlanta.
Now, I've got a host of performances that I've got on YouTube as well. Whenever I perform, I usually try to tape it and put those online.
Oh, okay. I'm going to definitely check that out, too.
Birmingham and Atlanta and Clarksville and Tennessee. Whenever I do a show, I put it on there.
Okay. I'm going to definitely go and check those out, too. I was going to say, one of the things I want to tell you is, one of the things I try to do because I want to get the artists more exposure is I'm putting these up on YouTube, but I just joined the YouTube network. So, of course, that'll probably help, as far as like promoting it and everything like that. So, I'm definitely trying to get views on this. But I'm looking at putting out the magazine and the interviews all next week.
Okay.
I'm trying to I want to have the magazine done by the end of this week. So, like, by Saturday, maybe going into Sunday. It's just trying to see because everybody hasn't filled out everything yet. So, it's just waiting to see who's going to send it out the last minute. But then as far as these interviews go, I'm definitely going to have them up next week. I'm trying to get everybody done so that I can put them all up at the same time.
Okay.
But I definitely enjoyed talking to you, and I hope to hear from you.
You will. I ain't going nowhere. No time soon. I'm kicking up dust. I'm just getting started.
You inspire me. You inspire me to kick up more dust.
You inspire me every time I can do another interview, get another phone call. It reminds me to just keep going and keep pushing forward. I refuse to stop.
Don't stop.
I ain't gonna stop.
Because if rock bottom is just a taste of what you can do, and you think you're just getting started, I can't wait to see what's next.
Oh, you haven't heard Close to War yet, or anything? Oh, you haven't heard any of my new music. Oh, wow. I got 7 albums worth of music that I haven't even put out yet, that are just sitting on my hard drive. I want to put 2 out. I got 5 more. One of them, it turns up, I go a little bit more in depth into songs like spirituality and rock bottom. So that just was the tip of it. Each album I add more music. I go more away from dance and party and add more of consciousness and spirituality and truth. So as I go through the album, it's more and more and less. It's less dance music and more listening to it. I'm not trying to make you stop dancing, but I just need you to listen for a minute and go back to dancing.
Yeah, I understand. Because, what gets me sometimes, and it happens every so often, you get that one artist, and he'll have a dance song, but he'll say something like spiritual, or he'll slide at least one line. But for somebody to do it, like, repeatedly, but you can still move to it, I think that's awesome. Like, when I was listening to Rock Bottom, I was still bobbing my head.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard Who Are Y'all?
Not yet.
I got a song called Who Are Y'all. You'll probably like that one too then. It's telling people who they are. It's telling you God's people. I just break down as to why people are going through things they're going through.
I'm Googling you right now. It's
on Hits Volume 2, Who Are Y'all?
Okay.
Or it's on Sound. If you go to SoundCloud, it should pop up in there as well. I got King of the Jungle on there. Reparations is on SoundCloud. I haven't even dropped it yet, but you can hear it. What else do I have on there? I've got I Just Want to See My Child. I've got a lot of music. I just try not to put all of it online, but I have to save some of it to make some money off of it. But I'd be ready to just let everybody hear everything. That's my problem.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've learned. You can't let everybody hear everything.
That's why I said I
even though
got
that's what you want to do.
I release it.
So we're just waiting. You're just waiting to see which one is going to make the cut.
I'm just waiting for it to catch like wildfire. I'm going to drop his volume 3 in the next month or so, so I'm going to put that one out and I'm going to be promoting that one.
Okay. I'm definitely going to be looking out for that.
The rebirth of Real. That's coming soon.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to follow you on SoundCloud now, just so in case you post it there, I'm there.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
All right. That's what's up. Because I'm looking at the right one. Ron C, a.k.a. Ronaldo Capetti, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's got like this yellow and black, and it has like a little head.
That's my logo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, logo is dope too. Alright, well, I ain't gonna hold you up too much more, because I know everybody's busy. So, I really hope you have a wonderful and blessed day, and a blessed night. Because I think it's what, about 6:41?
Yep.
No, I was thinking it was about 6:41 where you're at. I think we're like an hour apart, right?
Yeah, it's 6:40.
Alright, well, you have a wonderful night.
You too, I appreciate the interview.
Oh, no, thank you for doing the interview. Alright.
I see you when I think you have a good evening. I see you when I touch down in Carolina. I'm coming soon, though.
Okay. Definitely let me know.
Okay.
Alright. Bye-bye.